Tom. This is Tom's Radio Room Show, and I'm trying to do my best to get you to focus on this book. And we're going to talk about it here in a second. Let me get this stuff out of the way. There we go. Let's get right to the subject. And we'll zoom in a little bit. This is one of the issues of Passport to World Band Radio. And this was a guide to shortwave listening, and they published this for quite a few years. It was in competition with WRTH, which I just did a review of their 2016 guide, which the rumor is that might be their last one. And I believe this book, which came out every year, I think the last issue was 2009, and then they ceased publication. And I always liked this one better than WRT for one reason, and I'm going to get into that today. And the reason I have this one, I just got it last week, is that I was searching on the internet for a particular radio. One that was not a new radio, it was an older radio. And it kind of caught my interest, so I was trying to get some information about it. And one of the references was to this book. And it was a Google book. Now, Google has put a bunch of books on the internet. It's not the full book. It's like maybe 40% of the book, so it's just certain pages out of the book to try to get your interest. Well, that particular clip they had of this book had a review of that radio. So I started looking at other things that this particular issue had as far as reviews of radios, and I had a lot of them. So I thought, I really need to get this, for my collection. So I got this, and I'm going to show you it briefly and why I bought this. I got it for $1 off of Amazon. You can get a lot of books off of Amazon, used, of course. Now this is with a library book, and as you can see, it's in very good condition. I mean, it's like new. Here's even the numbering system from the library. So that's where I got it, and like I say, there's lots of good used books on Amazon. So let's take a look at it. Now, it's very similar to WRTH guide. Here it has the map of the stations and where they're located. Actually, it's just a map showing the cities and the time scale down on the bottom. Okay, this is a radio I would like to get my hands on. It's no longer manufactured. It has quirks, but it's a very unusual radio, and they're kind of expensive to get one used. Talking $200 or $300, and you're always concerned whether it was one of the ones that had problems, because they did have some problems initially. So anyway, there's a couple articles in here. Again, a lot of ads about radios. A lot of nice glossy pictures of radios. Again, this is 2005. And I want to show you what I want to show you. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. These are stories about various radio stations. Again, I think in this case the ads are useful because they tell you about older radios. So they're useful. Oh boy, you can see one company does it. This tells you about time, how to set your clock for various time zones, various cities. The best times and frequencies to listen to. This was, again, 2005. Pretty much still true. And we're going to get to where I was looking for. Again, Eaton's got a lot of ads in this thing. Some more stories. And then I should have marked it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know, somebody was making a comment that I should prepare more for my shows. Well, if I did that, then I probably wouldn't do them. I just, you know, as things come. Okay, now here we are in the review section, and they have a rating system, a star rating system from 1 to 5 stars, where I would say in general anything above 3 stars is a go. And they also have, down here it tells you, it says it has half-star ratings too. Okay, so here's one of the first. This section is on pocket portables. And there's the Sony SW100. I always wanted to get my hands on one of those. There's a couple of people that got them that do shows on YouTube, and they really catch my interest. So here we go. Here's, you know, a bunch of radios. Here's new for 2005. Sorry, all the glare and shadows. And this is the Kato KA105. Here's a DGen 205, and you know, it's the reviews are not real detailed, but it gives you the pros and cons and their verdict, they call it, of whether they think, excuse me, this particular radio is a good radio to have and why. And they cover, like I say, that's what I liked about Passport to World Band Radio, is their reviews. They had a lot of views, where WRTH just has a few reviews, maybe a dozen reviews. It may be more in depth. So, and this, see, you can see this goes on and on. I'm trying to see if I can find the one I was looking for. I don't even remember now. Here's the DGen DE 1103, or you will under the name Kato 1103. Here's a short little article about using indoor antennas, and this is the Sony AN LP1, which so far my results haven't been too good, but I haven't really had it at an optimum location yet. So I got to do some more testing on that. Now here is a Sagen PT-80, and I know there's a PT-50 that looks very similar to this that's still available on Amazon, and I'm thinking about getting one of those for a review. This one, let's see what the rating was on this one. Ooh, not very good. 2.5 stars. Pretty poor. They also called it a Grundig Yacht Boy 80. So it was sold both by Sagen and Grundig. Not a very good review. Here is the Eaton. I know my camera's not doing a very good job. And gosh, look at the glare. Eaton E10, which says it evolved from the Texan PL550, and this looks like a Texan PL660. And the rating they gave it was 2 3/4 star. Whoa, man, they're pretty brutal. Let me see if I can find something that's got a good rating. 2, 2.5. Maybe these are in order by rating. 1, 1, 1. I guess they were. Let me go back to the beginning of this section and see if we can find anything that's they liked. Wow. 1, no. Where's 1? 1. They are brutal on radios. And the interesting thing is to find out why they didn't like a particular radio. Gosh, can I find any that's... Now here's a 3 3/4, which is the Sony SW77. This is a pretty expensive radio. And they go into quite a bit of detail on that one. I still haven't found a one that they liked. My gosh. I don't remember. Oh, here we go. Here is a radio. I'm sorry for the glare. It's the Grundig 800, which I have sitting on my desk right now. And it was rated 4 3/8 stars, almost 5 stars. So I'm going to read this and see why they rated it so high. Wow, amazing. And I'll just show you real quickly. Here we go, scanning up there. Here's my 800, which I've been trying to get for many years and finally got one last year, end of last year. Okay, now here, big bucks. Here is a Drake R8. And that radio sells, you'll see, they should say, they said it was originally in the United States, it was $1,500. I guess that's manufacturer's retail price because I've never seen it that high. But it is about $600 to $800 new. And they gave it 5 stars. And this is the Drake R8B. It came out with several versions. So there's a 5-star. Wow. Let's see what else I can find. Yeah, now we're up into the table radios, quite expensive radios. Here is another popular expensive radio, is the ICOM R75, and that was rated 4.5 stars, and it doesn't say what the price was. Oh, here it is. $550 new. And it just goes on and on. I mean, look at all these radios. They cover, and this is, like I say, this is not quite typical of their guides as far as the number of views, but they usually have a lot of radio reviews, and this is a good book for reviews. Like I say, they're not real detailed, but it kind of gives you an idea. And this goes on and on and on. And then it talks about antennas and rotors. Here's, all kinds of stuff about antennas and ratings on the antennas, loop antennas, and then here's a little MFJ 1020 active antenna. Let me see if I can get the camera to show you that a little better. And they gave it only 2.25 stars, which that's not surprising. A lot of these are not that good. Here's some more ads and some more discussion of what's on tonight, various things that are on at night. During 2005, a lot of these may have gone away. Lots of information about what's on tonight. Addresses, how do you make contact with a particular station, mailing address, phone numbers, so on. Now, what you will notice is the tables for the frequency is the bulk. Let me start over. WRTH, the bulk of the book, and it's like 700 to 800 pages, is information about frequencies and what time, schedule, stuff like that. So that's the beauty of that book compared to this one, where the beauty of this book is the reviews, and then they have information similar to what's in WRTH, but in a different format and not as many pages. So this list, can we just pick one up here? This lists the country and the city and the I know you can't see it there. Come on, camera, you can zoom in. Anyway, this is Voice of Turkey, what time it's on, and what frequency. and then it's got all these states, so you have to look up by location. And there's a glossary, and then they have these pages of almost like in a graphical format, where this is time across year, 24-hour time, and this is the frequency down here. See if I can zoom in for a second to show you a little better. Okay, see that, there we go. So there's the first one is the frequency is 2310. It's Radio Australia, and it comes from Alice Springs, and it tells you the time that it broadcasts during the day, which is approximately 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. And then this is the chart showing all the things. So you can go down here and look at a time to see what is on, or you can look up the frequency. It's sorted by frequency in this case. Good information. I wish they hadn't gone out of publication. And that's what most of this stuff is. Yeah. Okay. So I would suggest, and that's why I was trying to get your attention, I would suggest you try to get hold of this particular edition. This is the 2005 edition of Passport to World Band Radio. I got this one almost in mint condition from Amazon for $1 plus $3.95 shipping, I believe. And I think this is a good guide to have in your radio room to find out what's on shortwave and what radios to buy. Some of these are still available. Many are out of production, so you'd have to get it used. So that's the show. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. I'm going to still do the reception testing, probably down in my workshop, because the weather's been pretty nasty here in Florida. A lot of rain on that little Viton, I think it's called, Viton radio, AM, FM, shortwave radio. So that's it for today. Bye-bye.